Welcome. All right, guys, today's topic, what are macros? Man, we hear this everywhere. If somebody's doing macros, if it fits your macros, you're doing these macros, that macro, this macro, that macro, there's macros everywhere. Let's talk a little bit about what macros even are. So macros are proteins, carbs, and fats. And there's also micros. Micros are vitamins, minerals, etc. You don't really need to worry too much about that. The big thing is the macros. They're bigger, okay? 3 primary macros. Now there's a fourth, we're gonna talk about that at the end. The 3 primary macros, you got proteins, right? Proteins are essential. Proteins get broken down into amino acids. Amino acids get used to rebuild muscle tissue. You probably heard it all the time, right? Amino acids, amino acids. Amino acids are protein. It's just a broken down form of protein. That can come from a protein powder, it can come from a meat, it can come from eggs, it can come from fish, it can come from plants, it can come from nuts, it can come from avocado. Protein is an amino acid, and your body needs that. It's vital, it's essential. It needs that in order to survive, so it helps rebuild. Then you got carbohydrates. Some of us, you might feel like it's your enemy. Some of you may feel like it's your best friend. I love my carbs. So carbs are sugar. There's different forms of carbohydrates, right? There's simple sugars, there's complex, there's all these different things. Here's basically what you need to know. Carbs get broken down into the body to be sugar, also known as glucose. Glucose goes around the body, right? And it stores in your muscle cell. It's the only way that your muscle can move. It's the only way that your brain can function. It's the only way that I can lift my arms up, right? Because what's happening is our body at the cellular level is firing off these little things that get the muscle to lift my arm, right? Well, in order to do that, you have to have glucose to stimulate that. Let's call it a transaction, okay? You gotta put in the glucose, right? You're giving the machine money. That's the glucose, letting you move, letting you think, letting you talk. Glucose, extremely essential, okay? So make sure that you're giving your body enough glucose, AKA carbs. Now, the other one is fat. Fat's extremely important. Fat, here's what sticks in my head there's all these, right? All these different fats, all these different things. Every guru will tell you all these different things about fats. Here's what you need to know. Fats help your hormone health. That's important, especially if you're a female. Fats are vital, right? You got your omega-3, 6, 9s, you got all these crazy things. Fats are vital to keep in your diet, especially if you are a woman. Going on low-fat diets is not the best idea, I'm telling you right now. You want your hormone health to be sharp, you want it to be optimized. Fats do a lot of other things. They help your skin, your hair. They do a lot of different things in the body. Another essential thing. So that's proteins, carbs, and fats. Now, the fourth one is alcohol. A lot of people don't realize that alcohol is its own macro. It actually has its own amount of calories, right? So you have 4 calories per gram for protein and carbs, okay? Fat has 9 calories per gram. It's more dense calorically for the same amount, okay? Fat is 9, protein and carbs are 4. Now, there's one middle person. This is the masked crusader right here. 7 calories per gram, kind of in the middle. That's alcohol. Alcohol has its own macro. A lot of people don't realize that. It's its own macro. Your body has to break it down separately. It is its own macro. So you got those 4 macros. Just to give you a little insight, I just wanted to fill you in on a baseline understanding so you can, remember, education is key. You gotta use it to figure out your own blueprint. Just want to give you a little breakdown of what macros actually were. That's pretty much all I got for today. So again, thank you guys for joining me.